She texted me later that afternoon and said, what's this charge on the bank statement for a physician's office? And I'm like, yeah, we probably need to talk about that. Can you FaceTime? Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So I know it's been a few days since we've done a video and there's a reason for that. I had a little incident here on the farm that has kind of slowed me down a little bit. So stick around the end, I'll tell you all about that. But today is chick day. So it's time to go to the post office, pick up some chicks. So stick around with us for a little bit. Let's go get some chicks. Let's get them in the brooder and get them off to a good start. See what else the day holds. It's been a few days since we've done a video, so let's just do a little bit of an update. Talk about what all we got going on and tell you about my little story. You're gonna be interested to hear this. Hang out with us for a little bit. All right, we just got home from the post office with these chicks, and I can go ahead and tell you right now there's a problem because there's a terrible smell coming from these boxes. These are ordered, I'll show you in just a minute, these were ordered from Freedom Ranger Hatchery like we've been ordering in the past. I'll tell you about another experience. But there's a group, there's birds in here that are dead. We can smell them, we can tell. Birds were shipped on Monday, this is Wednesday. So 48 hours, we should be good. This is, you know, at the other farm we never had this problem. This is twice from this hatchery that we've had this problem. So let's dig into them and see what we got. The brooders, I basically set it up last night. We just got to put feed and water in, but we changed out shavings and all that kind of stuff yesterday. So the brooder's going to be ready. So let's get these birds out and see what we got. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get all these out. We're going to count them. So I got to put some rocks in our drinkers here just so the chicks don't get in there and get wet. But whenever we get everything counted out, we'll come back and let you know what our final numbers are and what things are going to look like.
It's not going to make it.
All right, so we got them out, and we have 190 that are alive, but there are some of these that are not going to make it. And I've got at least one right there that is not a color yield. There's another one that's probably not, can't be sure, but it's probably not. So 190 alive, 65, I'm not going to zoom in on this, 65 dead chicks. My big problem is, last time that we ordered from this hatchery, we ordered 250 and 44 were dead. And these birds were shipped on Monday and it's Wednesday. And we've done this same process. This is our fifth year. Is that right? This is our 5th year. Birds will typically ship on one day and we get them 2 days later. And we have never had this kind of loss twice in a row. We've never had this kind of loss from anybody, have we? No, we've never had this kind of loss from any other hatchery that we've ordered from. So, including these guys, including Freedom Ranger. And this is, let me get a label here. I'll show you who we're ordering from. This is who we're ordering from. Freedom Ranger Hatchery. And we've ordered from these guys multiple times and never had this issue. And now we're getting it twice in a row. Weather should not have been a factor. I mean, it's not been, we've not had any cold temperatures the past couple days. A little hot yesterday, but you know, they're chicks. They're supposed to be warm. There's one. Looks like it just got out of the shell. Looks like it just hatched. Still wet. So I don't know if they've got a QC problem or if it's a post office problem. I hate to just, you know, I'm not going to put all this on the hatchery because the post office can we all know what the post office is doing nowadays and what kind of fiasco that is. But when you're trying to do this as an enterprise and make money and support your farm, you've got to have some consistent quality in your stock. Once it gets here, it's on us. I get that. Once it gets here, if I have loss in a tractor or I have loss in the brooder after you know, a couple days, that's on me. But when I'm getting boxes, and y'all, I ain't kidding, when I'm getting boxes of dead birds, there's a problem. That bird right there's gonna die. Ain't gonna make it. So we're gonna lose even more. We're trying to do 250 a month. You know, we worked our tails off a couple days ago. We put 223. We put 223 chicks and 223 chickens in the freezer. Those were Cornish cross. We'd ordered them from Hoover's. So we'd had very little loss there. Less than 10%, or about 10%. We had 250. Anyway, can't do math on camera. But this is frustrating. I mean, this is just, it's just jerks a knot in my chain. So anyway, we're gonna finish getting our feeders in here. Need to put some rocks in our drinkers. Make sure, because they're the one trying to take a dip. There's another one. I mean, it looks like he just hatched. Fresh out of the shell, still wet out of the shell. There's a couple of them in here. I don't get that. That bird right there, I mean, that don't look good. That bird looks terrible. All right. Time for Chuck to stop fussing. Let's get some work done. This is my help. What are you doing, help?
I'm cooling off.
It's hot, ain't it?
It's hot.
All right, boys, we'll go out over here. We'll open that door. Let's go, boys. Come on. Come on, boys, let's go. Man, they're under that tree. They don't want to get out. There they go. All right. A little fussy today, wasn't he?
Like they've never done that.
I know. That's a daily occurrence. So y'all tell me, if you were a cow, would you not want to stand here and eat? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So over here we got real good pressure. We got real good they eat a lot of forage. They've left some stuff standing. This is, somebody had asked me on another video, what is this? What's this tall yellow, or this tall green stalks? This is yellow crown beard, also called angel trumpet. They don't have any interest in it. I don't care where we put them, how big or how small it is. They don't do anything with it. So that's part of the purpose in strip grazing, is that we want them to walk back and forth across it and hopefully trample a lot of it down. But we got good pressure in here. Maybe a little bit much. You think it's a little much?
No, because all this right here is just added carbon.
Yeah, that's just added carbon. Yeah, you're right. They've just pushed a lot of it over.
It'll come back even better.
Yeah, it'll come back even better, no doubt about it. And we've got plenty of this right here. Right here's the money shot. Plenty of good cow pies, good consistency. Nobody's real runny, nobody's super thick, so they're getting plenty of water, plenty of green stuff, green material. There's what you want to see. You want to see that dimple right in the middle of that thing. So got good manure, good trampling, good eat. They've eat plenty. And so now we're going to let them do the same thing over here. Once they finish up, like I said, they've got maybe 1, 2, 3 more days here. Then we'll go down into that lower field down there. And I know it doesn't look like much from up here, but you get down there on it. Good, thick under mat of grass. We've been running the chickens across it, so we got some nice green stuff in a lot of places. Real thick, vibrant. But we got them moved over. Everybody's in pretty good shape here. All right, so those birds ended up losing, I think, about 3 more. I'm actually filming this part a couple days after that. So we ended up losing, I think, about 3 more. I don't remember what the total was, but that whole loss in the mail and those new birds coming in the box, that is just, man, that's unacceptable. I mean, you know, I get their weather issues, their postal service issues and that kind of thing, but to lose, I think I calculated it up, to lose about 25% of a shipment is just, that's just not, it's not cool. But anyway, so it's kind of obvious that I've not done a video in a couple of weeks, and there's a pretty good reason for that, and I wanted to explain it to y'all. And I've not done a video on this because I don't want to sensationalize, you know, stuff that happens and that kind of thing. You see a lot of that. You know, we want to try to stay pretty real and authentic and genuine, and not, you know, be real clicky. Sometimes we have to. But anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, Sandra and her mom and her sister went to Boston for a girls trip, and they left on a Sunday. And so I dropped her off at the airport and came back home and was doing chores, and I was almost done. I was on the very last thing. I was feeding a group of pigs out here. There's some big ones and some little ones all together. And the big ones sometimes will not let the little ones eat. And so I'd poured some feed out, and when the little ones was eating, when the big ones came over, bit it on the ear, put its nose in it, flipped it in the air about 3 feet. Well, it just hit me wrong. You know, the little thing's trying to eat. So I had a 5-gallon bucket in my hand. So I took that 5-gallon bucket and hit that pig on top of the head, and that 5-gallon bucket came back and caught me right there and literally broke my nose. I'll go look on my chart for the hospital and see if they've got a picture of it, but it literally dislocated my nose, and I had about a 90-degree angle in my nose, and it's still not perfectly straight. So Sandra at the time was in an airplane somewhere between Charlotte, North Carolina and Boston, Massachusetts, and I did not tell her. So on the following day, I had a Zoom call for work, my real job, and one of the guys that I work with is an ER physician. And so after the call, I didn't turn my camera on. So after the call was over with, I texted him and said, "Hey man, you got a minute? I need to talk to you about something." He said, "Sure." So we got back on another Zoom call, and I turned my camera on and I held my face up. And he said, "Oh God, what have you done? What have you done?" So it was very obvious what had happened. Took it and showed it to his wife, who's also an ER physician. She said, "Oh God, what have you done?" So he emailed a friend of his that's an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Got me in the following day. Went in and saw him, and he scheduled me, wanted to schedule me for surgery that 2 days later. Well, I said, "I can't. My wife's out of town, and I don't want to mess up her vacation. I don't want to tell her. I was not going to tell Sandra about this. I said, I don't want to mess up her vacation. I'm not, and you know, have surgery while she's gone and all that kind of stuff. Can we schedule it for the following Monday?" And he's like, yeah, that's no problem. Well, so that afternoon, JW and I were talking, and on that Monday that he wanted to repair my nose, we had some people come in to do chickens, and we had about 250 chickens to do, and I had a young lady who was bringing some of her birds over. We want to help her out. So I called them back real quick, and I said, "Hey, can we still do this surgery on Thursday?" And they said, "Yeah." So they got me in, and I thought, well, I'll wait till Wednesday night. The following night, I'll wait on Wednesday night, and I'll tell Sandra that I'm going to have my nose fixed. Well, she texted me later that afternoon and said, what's this charge on the bank statement for a physician's office? And I'm like, yeah, we probably need to talk about that. Can you FaceTime? So she said, yeah. So she FaceTimed, and I held my face up, and she's done like that. And I said, I don't want you to come home. I want you to stay, enjoy your vacation. We're going to get through this. Everything's going to be fine. And so I talked her into staying in Boston where she was. And thank God her stepdad was fantastic. He lives close to the area, close to the outpatient center where I had my surgery done. So he came up, picked me up, took me down, let me stay and sleep on their recliner. He offered me a bed I didn't want because I couldn't lay flat because I get all this swelling. So he offered me a recliner, so I slept on the recliner. He got me up the next morning, took me, had the surgery, brought me home, and so that's where I've been. And there's been some swelling, and you can see I'm still kind of crooked. The doctor told me, he said, I can get you 98%. I said, dude, get me where I can breathe out of both sides of it. I'm not vain. It's no big deal. So anyway, that's where I've been, and that's why I hadn't done a video. I had a little accident, and but all's well. Still have a little bit of swelling. It's a little off center, which is fine. I don't care. yeah, I didn't want to mess up her vacation. She doesn't get to get away, and she'd really been looking forward to it. And you know, it's crazy around here, and so when she has an opportunity to go, I want her to be able to do that. But anyway, so that's my story. That's what's been happening around here. That's why we've not done a video in a little while. Yeah, those chickens, we've reached out to the hatchery. I think they're going to replace those. We're going to get some money back. I don't know what Son ended up doing on that. We reached out to them, and got the cows moved today. That was nice. Really love what they're doing to the property. We were already seeing a lot of benefits and a lot of improvement in our pasture after just one pass. We've gone across the place one time, let everything rest for about 45 days before we're going back. So we're seeing some good impacts there, and really enjoying what the cattle are doing, and we're selling a lot. That's another thing. I'm gonna do a video on that. Maybe the next one. If you're farming, I think locally grown, you dealing direct with the customer, I think there's getting ready to be some real opportunity in the beef world. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. Please pray for me that I'm not going to get hurt again, any worse than I already have. Please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. And we'll see you on the next video.